Hey there, Instagram. I have some exciting news for you. So wait till you hear this. Hello, hello, hello. Do you like my money mind filter? My money mind tells me that I have an idea that I need to share with you today. So here is the scoop. So many people very unconsciously believe, and they believe in their heart, like it feels so true, that managing money in your business has to be hard. And it makes sense because numbers and spreadsheets can feel so overwhelming. You work so hard on making the money that it seems like managing it should feel hard too. A lot of it just feels so unknown since you were never taught, just like we were never taught how to handle our personal finances, we were likely never taught how to handle our business finances. And all of a sudden, we have started a business because we have a passion, but at the same time, we actually don't know how to take it from being a hobby to a business when it comes to making not just revenue, but making profit. And truly, 82% of businesses that fail do so because of cash flow problems. So like cash flow is a real challenge for people to be able to understand how it really works. And if managing money were so easy, then everyone, including you, would likely be good at it. And so I want you just to stop for a minute and think, wait a second, has managing money in my business felt hard up to this point? And here's the thing. What most people don't realize is that when you keep that thought, money management is actually hard. That is the filter through which you're seeing everything. So it's almost like if you're wearing a pair of glasses, I'm just going to take my regular sunglasses here. You can see the light I have. That's pretty funny. If you're wearing a pair of sunglasses, like everything feels shaded and it feels like this is the reality that is yours. But what I want to start to show you is that you can take these off. Because when you keep them on, what I'm terming your money mind looks for the complexities and it focuses on those. So you don't see the profit opportunities, you don't act on the great investments, you stay scared to look at your numbers. And then it all just keeps getting worse. I think sometimes we think that ignorance is bliss, but really, ignorance is really frustrating and confusing. It is certainly not bliss. Because when we don't look, then likely things get worse, not better. And you can look for past IGTVs or Facebook Lives where I just spoke about how ignorance isn't bliss and how it's so crucial you know your numbers. And think about where you'll be in 1 year or 5 years or 10 years when you keep thinking that managing money in your business is hard. Just stop for a minute and think about that. Where will you be? Yep, you'll probably be in exactly the same place. You'll be in more of the same struggle. And the shift that I want you to start to get to today is like, what if it doesn't have to be that way, right? Think about just stop for a minute. Let's breathe. Do you think that the truly successful entrepreneurs who enjoy the freedom, the lifestyle, the profit from their businesses, that they stay stuck thinking managing money in their business is hard? Absolutely not. I mean, you'll hear folks like James Wedmore say, I used to believe that. I used to think that was the case. But then I realized that, wait a second, if I could make it easy, then my business actually runs. I make more money. Stu McLaren learned that, wait a second, if I hold on to, I'm going to feel bad as I make more money, then I'm going to actually stop myself from making more money. And so I want you to stop for a moment and think, what would happen if instead you thought, no, managing money in my business isn't hard. I'm committed to making it easier. Right? Stop for a minute if you can say that. If you could just stop and you can say to yourself, no, managing money in my business isn't hard. I'm committed to making it easier. Then yes, I want to give you 3 crucial strategies today to make that happen. Okay, the first one is that you need a system. I call it my cash flow CEO system, because what happens other times is that it just feels like there's numbers and spreadsheets and everything everywhere. But if you know exactly the system that you need to follow, it all just like fits into place. It's like Lego blocks. It's like they're just one big pile until you get an instruction book and you can follow a system to make them work and make them come together. The next thing is that you need to outsource. For those of you watching, to the extent that you're over, let's say $50,000 in revenue and up, and even if you aren't quite there, but you're growing fast to get there, you need to hire a bookkeeper. This is not something that I believe is likely, unless you're actually a bookkeeper. I have a handful of clients that are actually bookkeepers. bookkeepers, for the rest of the world out there, you need to outsource it because it is not your unique genius. It is likely not even, not only in your zone, not in your zone of genius, it's likely not even in your zone of excellence. And so what I want you to get is that you are not serving anybody by struggling through it. This is not a work harder, hustle harder, figure it out mentality. I want you to understand the system and understand what the numbers mean, but the details of actually data entering it into a QuickBooks or a Bench or a FreshBooks, that does not necessarily need to be you. So we need to be outsourcing some of the detail, the heavy duty detailed stuff. The third one, though, is that you do need to know the fundamentals. And I think that, I know that until you understand profit and operating expenses, right, and revenue, and you understand the role of each of those, then it can stay complicated and confusing. And I believe that once you can know those fundamentals, though, and you understand what a profit and loss statement teaches you, how that affects your cash flow, it starts to shift you out of just this bank balance decision making, which is how most entrepreneurs, honestly, at all levels, until they learn this system, this is how they're all making decisions. They're looking at their bank balance and they're saying, oh yeah, I feel good today. There's money in the bank. Or, oh crap, like there isn't money in the bank. Now I feel bad. Where is it going to come from? Is the business falling apart? And we just go to these extremes based on the amount of money that's in our bank balance and that's in our bank account. And that is not knowing the fundamentals. That is just using one number when you have these other super useful numbers. So I'm going to be releasing something called the Cash Flow CEO Dashboard really soon. And once I do, if you're following me on Instagram, if you're following me on Facebook, then make sure that you get that because that will be really useful so that you know what numbers you need to be managing. So sidebar, coming soon. And make sure that you're following me on these channels so that you'll be the first to get notified. And then I want you to stop for a moment and think, now, what could your life and business look like in 1 year, in 5 years, or 10 years or more from now, once you figure out how to make money management in your business easy? Yeah, so we can release this hard stuff, okay? I think that there's old, unconscious, really ingrained beliefs we have about making money hard, making life hard, making business hard. And I want you to start to shift and say, wait a second, what if I could learn how to make it easy? What if I could get the system, the bookkeeper, and understand the fundamentals so I actually know what I'm looking at with what they're giving you? How would that change your life? What could your life and business look like? Right? We know if we keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to keep getting the same results. We're going to keep feeling the struggle and the stress of not having the profit to allow us to take home as much money as we want for all the money that we're making, whether it's $50,000, $100,000, $250,000. If you're stuck not knowing your numbers, then you never allow yourself to escape this. It's like the new rat race. And honestly, you end up with the worst boss because you expect yourself to just work all the time. And it's like this wheel, we think of the hamster wheel that is a job where you just keep showing up every day and you keep getting a paycheck, but it never goes up. You have the ability to have your paycheck go up, but you need to absolutely understand how to understand the numbers and how to manage your business and maximize your money beyond just looking at the one number that your bank balance tells you. And you can be one of the select entrepreneurs who recognizes this and starts to make different decisions based on this understanding. And along with that, you can actually train your money mind to be on your side, not working against you. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that because it's so powerful. And it's a really counterintuitive, simple fix when we can start to change that. But what happens is we don't understand the skills. We don't understand how to train our mind to work for us, and we just stay stuck. And I believe that you can step up to what I term to become the cash flow CEO. This is the business owner who isn't working a hobby, but you have taken your place as the CEO of your business, knowing and understanding your numbers, then creating the profit and creating the fun back into your business, just like those successful entrepreneurs who have the lifestyle, the freedom, right? And they've created the incredible profit and impact truly that they want in their business that had you start your business in the first place. So that is what I want for you. That is what comes when you stop thinking managing money in your business is hard and you commit to it being and becoming easier with a system, right? Outsourcing to the bookkeeper and a real understanding of the fundamentals. You can do this. You can be the cash flow CEO. I am Belinda Rosenblum. For those of you who don't know me yet, I run a company called Own Your Money, and we are all about teaching you how to have more, I think of myself almost like a money strategist for entrepreneurs. So it's like, how can I teach you to empower you to create the profit, create the fun, create the lifestyle, create the real business that is sustainable and scalable because you understand the numbers. So much is possible for you as we move forward, and I can't wait to keep sharing the goodness with you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon.